back to the channel where you better understand supply chain management and manufacturing. Today we're talking about Shingo's 7 Ways. Shingo's 7 Ways stems from an observation of the inefficiencies within production systems. These wastes were identified by Shingo, a Japanese industrial engineer within the Toyota production system, which emphasizes eliminating waste to improve overall efficiency and quality. This concept has since transcended manufacturing, offering valuable insights into waste reduction in various sectors. So let's dive into examples of each type of waste. The first is overproduction, which, as it sounds like, is producing more than what's actually immediately needed by the next process or customer. This is considered to be the most severe waste as it hides or generates all of the other waste, leading to excess inventory, extended lead times, and increased costs. Yes, those are some of the 7 wastes. So an example of overproduction is a bakery which produces 500 pastries daily when the demand is only for 300. The surplus 200 pastries represents overproduction. This not only wastes ingredients and energy, but also risks having unsold goods that eventually become waste. The second type of waste is waiting. Idle time created when materials, information, equipment, or people are not ready. Waiting undermines throughput and elongates cycle times. An example is a car repair shop. If a mechanic has to wait for parts to arrive or for a vehicle to be moved from one station to another, this waiting time delays service delivery and reduces the number of cars that can be repaired in a day. The third type of waste is transport, unnecessary movement of materials or products between processes, which adds no value to the final product and increases the risk of damage, loss, and delays, and incurs additional handling costs. So an example might be a warehouse where items are frequently moved from one end to the other for various processing steps. If these steps are closer together, it would significantly reduce the need for transportation, minimizing handling and potential damage. The fourth type of waste is overprocessing, which is just doing more work or using more materials than necessary to produce a product or a service. It often results from poor tools and product design. An example might be when a person applies a high-grade automotive paint finish to internal machine parts that will never be exposed to the environment or even be seen by the customer. This is an example of overprocessing, since it unnecessarily increases production costs and time. The fifth type of waste is inventory. Holding stocks of raw materials, work in process, or finished goods higher than what's required for a smooth operation. Excess inventory ties up capital, requires storage space, and risks obsolescence. So an example might be a clothing retailer that keeps large stocks of winter clothing into the summer months. Storing winter clothes during the summer months occupies valuable storage space and risks having outdated inventory that may have been sold at a discount or be written off. The sixth type of waste is motion, unnecessary movements by people within a workspace, which do not add value to the product or service. This can lead to inefficient work processes, wasted time, and increased risks of injuries. So an example would be a worker in a manufacturing plant who walks back and forth to retrieve tools and materials, instead of just having everything right next to him at the workspace station. And the seventh type of waste is defects. This is the effort involved in inspecting for and fixing defects in a product. Defects can lead to reworks or scrap, which wastes resources and time and can damage a company's reputation. So if a smartphone manufacturer discovers a battery defect in a batch of phones that have already been distributed, then they have to pay for the cost of the recalls and the inspections and repairs and replacements, and not to mention the impact on customer satisfaction and brand trust. So addressing Shingo's 7 Ways encourages organizations to streamline their processes, reduce costs, and enhance product quality. By continually identifying and eliminating waste, companies can achieve a more lean and efficient operation that is capable of delivering higher values to the customer.